So first we will see the definitions which are comes in the from the fourth chapter. That is the first one is the MCV, that is the mean cell volume. It is calculated from the PCV and the number of red cells present per liter of blood. Mean cell hemoglobin MCH. It is calculated from the HB and red cell count. Third, mean cell hemoglobin concentration, that is MCHC. It can be calculated if PCV and HB per decimal liter are known. For example, if PCV is 0.45 and there are 15 gram hemoglobin per DL of blood, it is the ratio of hemoglobin and PCV value. Next one definition, mean platelet volume, that is a MPV. It is the ratio of the integrated platelets volume to the platelet count and is expressed in femoliters. Platelet crit, that is the PCT. It is the percentile of the total specimen volume occupied by the platelet. Information from the platelet count and mean platelet volume is expressed by the equation. Red cell distribution width, that is a RDW. It is a numerical expression of the width of the size distribution of red cells. Platelet distribution width, that is a PDW. This is related to the size range covered by those platelets lying between the 16th and 84th percentile. Now we will see the optical or dark field method of cell counting. So in the cell counting there is a number of the methods are there. In that the first one method is optical or dark. So in exam also they are either asking as a optical method or a dark field method. So you should write the answer is the same. So this one is a block diagram for the cell counting method using the dark field. In that there is a volume relay is there, illuminator bulb is there, sheath is there, photomultiplier, amplifier, discriminator and a sample is there. So this one is the block diagram and this question you are getting for the 5 marks. The method is based on the collecting scattered light from the blood cells R and converting it into electrical pulses for counting. This is the basic principle is used in the dark field method. The rapid counting red and white cells using the optical detection system. A sample of dilute blood, that is a 1:500 for white cells and 1:50,000 for red cells is taken in the glass container. So this one is the dilution sample you have to take according to the which one cells you have to measure or you have to count. It is drawn through a counting chamber in which the blood stream is reduced in cross section by concentric high velocity liquid sheath. Sample optical system provides a dark field illuminated zone on the stream and the light scattered in the forward direction, and those lights collected on the cathode of the photomultiplier tube pulses are produced in a is collected on the cathode of a photomultiplier tube, and these pulses are count corresponding to the each cell. So in the photomultiplier tube, which one pulses are get, those pulses are counted. These signals are amplified in the high input impedance amplifier and fed to an adjustable amplitude discriminator. The discriminator provides pulses of equal amplitude, which are used to drive digital display or a counter. So from this sample, they are taking the blood, and this one blood using the sheath, they are scattered that blood, and which is a scattered part is there on that the illuminator light is followed, and that light is scattered from the number of the cells of the blood, and that scattered light is fall on the cathode of the photomultiplier tube. So, how many light pulses is captured by the cathode of the photomultiplier? That one pulses is converted into the electrical pulses, and that train of pulses is given to the amplifier. In the amplifier, that signals are amplified, and then it passing through the discriminator. Discriminator in that they are just allow the same amplitude pulses, and using that pulses they are trigger the counter, and you are getting the digital counting of the cells. Next is the photospectrometer. Spectrometer is a equipment used to measure the ratio of the radiant power of two beams as a function of a spectral wavelength. Light from the radiation source L is allowed to pass by means of a lens through a narrow slit S1, and then by means of mirror M to an optical grating G, which divides light into narrow spectral region corresponding to different wavelengths. An exit slit S2 select a narrow band of the spectrum, which is used to measure the absorption of a sample in the cuvette. The narrow slit, the narrow bandwidth of light. Rotating the grating G can change the wavelength of the light. The light of an desired wavelength emerging from the exit slit S2 allowed to pass through the C cuvette containing the solution under examination, and from there to a photoelectric cell D, which is in the contact with the galvanometer after the amplification. So first time they are in the cuvette C, they are using the solution under the observation. Once they are take the reading using the amplifier and indicator, then again they are changing the cuvette with the pure solution, and for that solution also they are taking the readings. Then comparing the both one readings, they are finding the absorption level of the examined solution. In that way they are finding the absorption factor of the solution, and using this one we can get the absorption factor of the solution. And in this once you adjust the grading of the this mirror and grading lens, then afterward you can't change that one. So starting only you have to select the proper wavelength and adjustment of the both slit S1 and S2 and also mirror, and under that same setting only you have to get the absorption readings for the both one solutions. Now we will see the systolic and diastolic pressure. First, systolic pressure. It is defined as a period of contraction of the both ventricular muscles, during which the blood is pumped into the pulmonary artery and the aorta. It is typically 120 mm Hg. That pressure is called as a systolic pressure. Diastolic pressure. It is a period of ventricular relaxation during which the heart cavity is filled with blood. With diastole, a new cycle in the heart restart. Diastolic pressure is typically 80 mmHg. This one is the diagram, that is a waveform is there, which is get in the indirect method of blood pressure measurement. So in this you have to draw the diagram correct and properly, and you have to give the notation for the each point. So blood pressure is measured by the use of a cuff over the limb containing the artery. Initially, the pressure in the cuff is raised to a level well above the systolic pressure, so that the flow of blood is completely terminated. Pressure in the cuff is then released at a particular rate. When it reaches a level which is below the systolic pressure, a brief flow of blood occurs. If the cuff pressure is allowed to fall further, just below the diastolic pressure value, the flow becomes normal and uninterrupted. At that time, the sound from the carrot cuff is disappeared, or it may be changed. The method giving by carrot cuff and based on the sound produced by flow changes are the one normally used in the conventional sphygmomanometer. So now we will see that according to the diagram I will explain little bit. So this one is the starting pressure at the rest duration. At this point, you have to goes on. This pressure of the cuff is goes on increasing up to this. At this point, the blood flow is totally stopped. Means whenever that cuff pressure is above the systolic pressure, then automatically blood flow through the artery is stopped. After that point, we have to here, that is the blood flow up to the systolic pressure. We are getting the normal blood flow here, this one. Then after that, cuff pressure is slowly releasing by using the valve, and then whenever that cuff pressure is below the systolic pressure, that time we are getting the little bit flow of the blood. So before that systolic pressure we are getting the no sound, and there is no flow of the blood. See here, this one. So whenever the cuff pressure is just below the systolic pressure, then we are getting the small flow of blood through the artery, and that time we are getting the some sound. This one we have to show the sound here. Again we are releasing the pressure up to the diastolic pressure. So that one, this one pressure. So if suppose a cuff pressure is just below the diastolic pressure, then automatically the sound from the cuff is stopped. Otherwise you are getting the different type of the sound. So at that point we are getting the total completely normal flow of the blood. So these 2 points are considered as a systolic pressure and diastolic pressure. So whenever you draw the waveform, that time these small things you have to remember. Whenever the pressure it reach to the above systolic pressure, that time you should show the blood flow is totally stopped. Okay. Whenever the pressure it comes to the systolic pressure, from that point blood flow you should show the slowly goes on increasing up to diastolic pressure. Once you are getting the diastolic pressure, then blood flow is the normal. That one you have to show in the waveform of the blood flow. Then about the sound. Till you are getting the systolic pressure, you have to show the straight line. For that means there is no sound. Once you are getting the systolic pressure, then you have to show the sound waveform, means a sound, and then up to the diastolic pressure. After the diastolic pressure, again don't show the waveform. So this one is the waveform of a indirect method of blood pressure measurement. So this one you are getting either for the 10 marks or 5 marks. So waveform is compulsory and explanation. Now we will see the advantages and disadvantages of indirect BP measurement. First we will see the advantages. This method is simple to use and to provides a systolic and diastolic pressure. In routine clinical application, BP is measured by indirect method only. It is a non-invasive method. No chances of blood clotting, swelling and infection are possible in this method. Disadvantages. When the blood pressure is very low, the indirect method will be failed. It will not provide a continuous recording of a pressure variation. It is not possible to record the pressure waveform. These are the disadvantages of the indirect BP measurement. So whenever you are getting the question on the indirect BP measurement, then for the 10 marks, that time you have to draw the waveform explanation with the advantages and disadvantages for the 10 marks. All this you should write. Now we will see the rheographic method of indirect BP measurement. This is the diagram for the rheographic method. Now we will see the explanation. This apparatus is fully automatic for measurement systolic and diastolic blood pressure. In this apparatus, they are used the ordinary Riva-Rocchi cuff and the principle of rheographic detection of the arterial pulse. Here the change in impedance at 2 point under the occluding curve forms the basis of detection of a diastolic pressure. In this method, a set of 3 electrodes are used, which are attached to the curve, are placed in contact with the skin. Good contact is essential to reduce the skin electrode contact impedance. Now we will see the digital pH meter. So first we will see the definition of a pH meter. The pH term refers to free hydrogen ion concentration. pH term refers to free hydrogen ion concentration. pH of solution is defined as a negative logarithm of the hydrogen ion concentration in solution. And this is the simple block diagram of the digital pH meter. So glass electrodes are used, buffer amplifier, ADC channels are there, means analog to digital converters are there, micro controller is there, and display unit is there. Now we will see the explanation. Digital pH meter measures the potential difference in millivolt and then convert it to pH scale with the temperature corrections. The pH probe is made up of glass electrode. Its characteristics is a very high internal resistance. To feed the signals from the glass electrode to the analog to digital converter, thus needs a very high input resistance buffer amplifier. The DC signal produced from the electrode is plus minus 414.0 millivolt. The analog to digital converter converts analog to digital data. This digital data is read in a microcontroller and performs a digital filtering and convert it to the pH scale using a Nernst equation. The Nernst equation gives a formula that relates the numerical values of the concentration gradient to the electrical gradient that balance it. In this, temperature correction is also done. So this one is a block diagram, and you have to explain this digital pH meter. So this question you are getting for the 5 marks with the definition of pH. Now we will see the fingertip oximetry or pulsed oximetry. This one is the diagram for the single finger oximetry. As the percentage of oxygen and carbon dioxide is present in the body, according to that percentage of red light and infrared light is changes. The light passes through the fingertip is sensed by sensor and is converted into current. The signals from the sensor is a current. The first amplifier stage is to convert current to the voltage. The voltage signal then goes through the following circuits, that is a amplifier, noise filter, demultiplexer, band pass filter and analog to digital converter. Then this digital data is processed in microprocessor and gives the percentage of oxygen and carbon dioxide in blood. So this one is the explanation for the fingertip oximetry. Now we will see the blood flow meters. First is the electromagnetic blood flow meter. So this one is a diagram for the blood flow meter. Explanation. Transducer. The flow transducer consists of an electromagnet which provides a magnetic field perpendicular to the direction of flow, and lying within the field are pair of pickup electrodes whose axis is perpendicular to both the field and the flow axis. Preamplifier. The induced voltage picked up by the electrodes is given to low noise differential amplifiers through a capacitive coupling unit. The preamplifier must have a very high common mode rejection ratio and input impedance. Gating circuit. Gating amplifier helps to remove spurious voltage generated during magnet current reversal. The gating action is controlled by the circuit which provides excitation current to the electromagnet. Next, band pass amplifier. Following the gate amplifier is an active RC band pass amplifier is there, which selectively passes through it the amplified square wave signals. Detector. Sensitive detector is used to recover the signal which is analog of the flow rate of measured. Low noise filter and output stage. The modulated signal is given to an active RC low pass filter which provides a uniform frequency response and a linear phase shift from 0 to 30 Hz. Magnetic current drive. The excitation current is supplied to the magnetic electromagnetic is 1 ampere square wave current. It is given from source of high impedance to ensure that it remains constant and constant for variation. Now we will see the ultrasonic type blood flow meter. This is the diagram. In this they are using the two crystals, one for the transmitter crystal, another one is the receiver crystal is there. In this they are using the RF amplifier, detectors, low pass filter, audio amplifier, zero crossing detector, low pass filter and the output. And also they are using the oscillator. Now we will see the explanation. The piezoelectric crystal A is electrically excited to generate ultrasonic waves which enter the blood. Ultrasound scattered from the moving blood cells excites the receiver crystal. The electrical signals are received at B consist of a large amplitude excitation frequency components which is directly coupled from the transmitter to the receiver, plus a very small amplitude Doppler shifted component scattered from the blood cells. The detector produces sum of the difference of frequencies at D. The low-pass filter select the difference frequency resulting in audio frequencies at E. Each time audio wave crosses the zero-axis pulse appears at G. The filter output at H will be proportional to the blood velocity. Now we will see the ultrasonic Doppler shift based FHR measuring system. So to measure the fetal heart rate, this system is used. In that again transmitter crystal is there, receiver crystal is there. 2 megahertz oscillator is used here to excite the transmitter. RF amplifier and demodulator is there. Doppler filter amplifier is there. Rectifiers, envelope filters and one-shot multivibrator is used here. Now we will see the details. This arrangement can be used with a wide angle beam as well as a narrow beam transducer. The transmitted signal that leaks into the receiving path serves as a local oscillator signal for the mixing diode in the demodulator. The output of the demodulator is DC except in the presence of Doppler shift frequency. The reflected signal is 90 to 130 dB lower in amplitude than the transmitted signal. One measure used in a low noise, low distortion oscillator for the transmitter. Other measures involves filters in the transducer connected for attenuating high intensity, high frequency radiation that could drive the amplifier into a non-linear operating region. Magnetic and electrical shield are used. Depending upon the transducer used, that is a array or broad or narrow beam is used. The filter circuit can be selected to match Doppler shifted frequency components. The bandpass filter centered on 265 Hz isolates the Doppler frequencies resulting from the movement of the heart valves. So using this one we can measure the fetal heart rate easily.